We're back with the story of what happened in the skies over New York today. Given the recent history of this city, it doesn't take much at all to scare people or even to trigger a full-on panic. From a distance, it was a shocking sight. A jumbo jet up on its side looked for all the world like it was being chased by a fighter jet. And then if you got closer, you could see even more horrifying detail. The jet was Air Force One. The fighter jet was real. And then people started evacuating some downtown offices, and given the memories of 9/11 and what happened here, who can blame them? The story tonight from NBC's Mike Taibbi.
I interrupt this regularly scheduled programming to interject a little critical thinking. Okay, it's painfully obvious that the Pentagon is waging vicious psychological warfare campaigns against the American people. Okay, this fighter jet chasing this passenger airliner right along the same area along the Hudson River, right where 9/11 happened, is nothing more than a 21st century cattle prod. Okay, give up your civil liberties. Do whatever the fatherland wants you to do. It's complete and utter bald-faced, shameless pandering and exploitation of fear. I mean, hasn't the people of New York gone through enough? I mean, it's crazy, man. I wish people would wake the I'm not even going to say it.
It was cell phone video that would soon go viral. Frightened citizens from lower Manhattan to Jersey City racing away from what they thought was a new disaster. They could see a 747 overhead, trailed by an F-16 jet. They could hear the roar of the engines. Who wouldn't think of that other terrible sunlit day and now think, can it be happening again?
Oh my God.
Go to the New York Times section.
A few blocks from Ground Zero, Samira Atash and her husband Kaiser were working from home when they looked out the window and saw it too. And Samira grabbed for her camera.
Oh my God, that's not normal.
To her eye, and to scores of others who shot still photos, the sight of that low-flying 747 trailed by a fighter jet was either one terrible scenario.
I thought it was a hijacking, and I thought at any moment the plane is going to crash in front of our building.
Or a different disaster. The big jet was, in fact, an Air Force One look-alike. In any event, hundreds panicked and left their buildings just in case the worst was happening again.
It seemed like it was going beeline towards our building, right straight towards us.
But it was no disaster. The epicenter of 9/11, on a busy Monday workday, was just being used as a backdrop for an FAA-approved photo shoot of the presidential backup plane. According to every agency either alerted or part of the planning, it was never part of the plan for the general public to be notified beforehand. But for those who live and work in lower Manhattan, the problem is the memories of 9/11 are especially acute. But while the president's press secretary, Robert Gibbs, said he didn't have a clue,
I don't know.
New York's mayor, Michael Bloomberg, was steaming.
First thing is I'm annoyed. Furious is a better word that I wasn't told.
And Senator Chuck Schumer called the whole operation outrageous.
And really borders on being either cruel or very, very stupid.
Late today, a statement from Luis Caldera, director of the White House Military Office, saying it's clear the mission created confusion and disruption. I apologize. Whether New Yorkers will accept the apology, to be determined. Mike Taibbi, NBC News, New York.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that shameless hackfest and exploitation of our fears and anxieties. And just so you don't think that the Department of Homeland Security and the federal government are leaving anyone out, here's a PG version in the form of a coloring book for children. Okay, this is nothing more than brainwashing. This is the kind of shameless propaganda that you would see from a government like Communist China, not America. Wall Street, Madison Avenue, and the central bankers have hijacked this country. It's time for us to put aside right and left and realize that the same people that ran Bush are running Obama. This fact is made painfully obvious by the blatant manner in which our media has been hijacked to further this globalist never-ending war on terror, or whatever it is the Obama administration just renamed it.
Showing fire, severe weather, and flooding. All disasters that can have an impact on a family, especially children. All of these disasters were featured in a coloring book on the Federal Emergency Management Agency's website, designed to help children cope with disasters. but one page has parents taking the colors away.
They like to color happy pictures, not pictures like that, so I don't think I would like to give my child that kind of pictures to color.
The picture she's talking about is an illustration of the World Trade Center towers in New York. One of the towers has smoke coming out of it while a plane looks to be headed towards the other. I spoke with one parent from New York.
When it happened, I was right there. I could see it from my house.
She says she thinks the picture might actually scare a child, since most might not understand the horror of 9/11.
I think there could be better solutions for a small child that's coloring. How would they color that? Yeah. To be perfectly honest, that's not something that I would put in a coloring book for a little one.
She says if you feel like your kids need to know about what happened, the best way she can think of is how she handled it when 9/11 happened right in her backyard.
To talk to them. That's the best way, to talk to them.
Just recently, the National FEMA website took the coloring book down. Now, they do still have a few up on their website. These just don't have anything with 9/11 in them. I spoke with FEMA officials today, and this is the statement they released. We removed the content from our website after reviewing www.fema.gov/kids for appropriate material. FEMA for Kids assists children in understanding disasters, and we will continue to post appropriate material that supports its mission. FEMA for Kids not only includes the coloring books, but also has stories from other kids who have gone through disasters, ways to put together a kid's survival kit, and helpful activities kids can take part in. For Fox 10 News, I'm Chastity Bird.